A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. In my last two videos, I talked about the Sa'd and the theme relationship in the Surah Sa'd. I also mentioned that the choice of characters in the chapter, the themes, the words, all go in one direction. So only one has to ponder. And the more we ponder, the more we wonder that there is such a mastery of the writing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has shown to man how this work, this Quran supersedes every other work, and there is no chance of anybody copying it. There is no chance of anybody even translating it in this manner, as I mentioned, that the one letter Sa'd begins the surah, then the selection of words, the selection of characters, and the selection of events, and the selection of the context, all going in one direction. It is impossible to capture such a style. And there we can see that the challenge of the Quran is, in this regard, linguistic. So I was talking about words, and now I give you the different verses. It says, "Qala Rabbi ighfirli," and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala quotes one prophet. He says, "Oh Allah, forgive me." And then the word is used, asab and ghawas and asfad. So we see that the words, the verses. And next one is, inna wajadnahu sabiran, and we found him patient. Inna akhlasnahum bi khalasatan zikrad dar. Again we note that the word have the Sa'd occurrence more frequent than anywhere. We also must understand that Sa'd is not a common word, a common letter. It is not commonly found. It's not like alif. So then it says, "Waskur ibadana Ibrahim wa Ishaq." We also note that Ibrahim alayhi salam was the great patient. So we see that the choice of the prophet is just like that. They're all patient prophets. Haza zikrun wa inna lil muttaqina la husna ma'ab. That this is a reminder. And as I said, there is a special connection between the Sa'd and the zikr. And I shall continue with this in other videos, and I shall explain how Sa'd is also related with zikr in the Surah Araf and Surah Maryam, where Sa'd is one of the letters. You will note that there is a connection between Sa'd and zikr, and this is proven linguistically. And then it says, Am zaghat anhumul absar. Are their eyes blinded? So the holistic study shows that the letter Sa'd is anaphoric and is understood as standing for thematic unity and cohesive unison of the whole chapter. In the light of this study, we can say that there is a connection of the first verse, Sa'd wal Quran is a zikr, that this is a reminder of the perseverant prophets, and especially for the prophet sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wasallam. We see that sallallahu also begins with Sa'd, sabr begins with Sa'd, and sabirin begins with Sa'd, and the context reminds us that there is patience required. So the chapter Sa'd is a special Quranic treat for the readers. It talks about zikr, it talks about sabr, and it talks about all the prophets that have gone before, and they have shown great sabr before. So the conclusion that we are near is that the thesis that I have completed on the letters, that proves that the letter is the key word. The letter is the key word. It is in Arabic known as mafatih. That is the key. So it opens the whole chapter from its sound, from its rhyme, from its message, from the words, from the verses, and there is such a unity of sound and sense, unmatchable, uncopyable, inimitable, and therefore everybody or anybody who dares to copy this? Nobody. The Quran said or declared, gave this challenge 1400 years ago, and we can see there is no match. Nobody could ever come near it. So what we need to read the Quran in original, try to understand it in the original, and of course we can read the translation. That will help us, and the lecture can be checked against in the Holy Quran, in the script. We can check in the Quran Pak that the Surah Sad is a continuous reminder for us today that we have to remain patient, we have to remain perseverant, and we have to keep following the teachings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That will be followed by the rahmah or the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I am sure you would share it with your loved ones and come back to us whenever new videos come. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.